we're going to cover the differences between two coolers from BeQuiet, the DarkRock Pro 4 versus the DarkRock Pro 5. In this video, we'll cover the key differences in looks and insulation, and then jump into performance. These two coolers both feature dual towers, 7 heat pipes, and 2 fans, and feature the BeQuiet logo on the top of the heatsink. However, there have been a handful of changes that the DarkRock Pro 5 has brought to the table. The first is the DarkRock Pro 5 has switched from a permanent top plate to one that is secured by magnets. The second is that the DarkRock Pro 5 offers 2 modes, a performance mode and a quiet mode. If you're interested in seeing the difference between these two modes, see the link at the top of the video. If it's not there yet, don't worry, as I plan on releasing that video next. One of the biggest improvements, in my opinion, is the improvement on the installation process. I found that the DarkRock Pro 5 to be much easier to install than the DarkRock Pro 4. The differences that made this the case was that the DarkRock Pro 5 already had the fans secured, the top plate is removable in the DarkRock Pro 5 for easy access to mount, and everything coming together without having to do a balancing act among the various insulation pieces that the DarkRock Pro 4 had. Now, we know you're here to see how these two coolers differ in terms of performance, so let's dig into it. Note, for this comparison, we will compare the DarkRock Pro 4 against the DarkRock Pro's quiet version. If you're curious as to why, make sure you check out the video on quiet mode versus the performance mode for the DarkRock Pro 5. We tested both coolers over idle, high, and overclock temperatures, and have 2 sets of charts to show you. One that looks performance normalized by percent speeds, and one that looks performance normalized by sound. In the first set of charts normalized by percent speeds, you have temperatures on the left, represented by the solid line, noise on the right, represented by the dashed line, and percent speeds on the bottom. For this graph, lower is always better. At idle, the DarkRock Pro 5 in blue has slightly better performance across the board relative to the DarkRock Pro 4 in red. As we increase the wattage to 105, we can observe that the DarkRock Pro 5 maintains an advantage at the lower RPMs. But this difference shrinks to minimal levels as the fans approach 60% fan speed. Additionally, the DarkRock Pro 5 remains under ambient noise levels until around 90% fan speed, while the DarkRock Pro 4 starts to make noise above ambient levels around 70% fan speed. As we push the CPU to overclock levels of 130 watts, we can see that the DarkRock Pro 4 takes a slight lead at the higher RPMs. Next, we will look at noise normalized charts. But don't forget to hit that like button or subscribe if you're enjoying this content. In our second set of charts normalized by sound, we have temperatures on the left, noise on the bottom, with lower being better. At idle, the DarkRock Pro 5 has a clear advantage. However, as we increase the wattage to 105, we can see that the DarkRock Pro 4 closes the gap and the difference shrinks to minimal levels. And when we push the CPU to 130 watts, we can see that both coolers remain on par with each other. And if you're curious on how the DarkRock Pro 4 compares to the Noctua NH-D15G2, you should check out this video comparing these two.